The Town Time Forgot Chapter 1. The town that time forgot, Cold Creek, Colorado, was gripped by a strange silence. Not the soothing kind, but one that seemed to hang in the air like even the wind was afraid to cross its narrow streets. The few remaining residents moved like shadows, greeting each other with brief nods and wary eyes. The wooden house facades, worn down by decades of snow and wind, gave the impression that no one had smiled here for many years. At the center of town, a gas station with rusted pumps and a weathered sign gave away more about the passage of time than any clock could. Behind the counter, an old man with skin leathery from the sun and deep wrinkles watched the strangers as if weighing every word before speaking. Cold Creek had once been prosperous. At the end of the 19th century, the silver rush filled its streets with miners, merchants, and hopeful families. But when the mines dried up, the town withered. Most of the young left, leaving behind only those who had nowhere else to go, and, of course, the stories. The most feared of all revolved around a house, the Whitmore Mansion. The legend of Whitmore Mansion, built in 1883 by mining magnate Elijah Whitmore. The mansion was a symbol of wealth and power. 3 stories, a side tower, imported stained glass, and a solid oak staircase rising right after the main entrance. But what began as a luxurious home ended in tragedy. According to old clippings from the Cold Creek Gazette, on a winter night, the Whitmore family disappeared. No bodies were found. The doors were locked from the inside, the fireplace still burning, and the table set for dinner. What caught investigators' attention were the strange marks on the attic walls, deep scratches, as if something or someone had tried to escape. Over the years, other families tried to live there, all left in haste, some in the middle of the night. There were reports of screams from the tower, lights dancing in the attic, and figures watching from the third-floor window. The warning: it was a cold November morning in 1987 when David Miller stopped at the station to fill up. In the passenger seat, his wife, Carol, studied a folded map. In the back seat, their children, Emily and Matt, argued over who would get the biggest room. The old man approached, leaning against the pump while watching the car. "Where are you heading?" he asked, his voice as coarse as old paper. "We bought a house here in town," David replied, smiling, unaware of the shadowy expression forming on the man's face. The Whitmore. The silence that followed was heavy. The old man frowned, shook his head, and simply said, "If she calls your name, don't answer." David let out a nervous laugh, thinking it was just a local superstition. But Carol felt a chill run down her spine. The first vision that afternoon, the car slowly climbed the long gravel road leading to the mansion. The structure emerged on the horizon like a wooden skeleton against the cloudy sky. The windows seemed like dark eyes watching them. Emily, leaning against the window, frowned. "Who is that woman up there?" she asked, pointing to the third floor. Carol quickly looked but saw nothing. Just a curtain fluttering behind the glass. "Must be a reflection, dear," she replied, trying to hide her discomfort. Emily didn't respond. She continued watching silently, as if the figure was watching her back. The air that didn't belong upon entering, the family was greeted by a cold, stagnant air, different from the mountain's chilly wind. It was as if the air there had been kept for decades, dense and heavy. If this story chilled you to the bone, there's more where that came from. Like, comment, and subscribe for weekly true horror stories that will keep you up at night. And remember, some stories are real. Are you sure you want to hear the next one?